Y'all don't know nothing about God, and y'all don't know nothing about nothing. You talking to me like that? I rebuke everything y'all saying about my child." Christian Rock's defiant words, her angry pronouncements, echo across social media, a desperate attempt to silence the growing chorus of concern surrounding her son, Junior. But sometimes the loudest denials are just a smokescreen, a desperate attempt to hide a painful truth. And that's exactly what Blueface's mother, Carlissa, is claiming. She's just dropped a bombshell, confirming what many fans have suspected all along, that baby Junior might have a disability, and Christian, blinded by denial and perhaps even fear, is refusing to get him the help he needs. This isn't just a celebrity feud. It's a story about a child caught in the crossfire, a story about a mother's alleged denial, and a family fractured by secrets and lies. Carlissa didn't mince words. She didn't offer vague hints or veiled accusations. She came out swinging, describing her first encounter with Junior in chilling detail. "I never seen him walk before," she stated, her voice filled with concern. "I literally thought this whole time that maybe People Fans was doing something to the pictures. I didn't believe it the whole time." She described how Junior didn't respond to sounds, how he avoided eye contact, how he exhibited behaviors that immediately raised red flags for her. She says she tried to talk to Christian, to gently suggest that something might be wrong, that maybe Junior needed to be evaluated by a specialist. But Christian, according to Carlissa, brushed her off, dismissed her concerns as nothing more than hate and jealousy. "You know you ain't," Christian snapped back, her anger palpable. "I can't even tell you what my mind wanted to do to you. I was hurt, genuinely hurt." But Christian's defensiveness, her refusal to even consider the possibility that something might be wrong with her son, only fueled Carlissa's determination to expose the truth. And she didn't just rely on anecdotes. She came armed with what she claims are medical records, documents allegedly showing that Junior has been diagnosed with a developmental delay and that early intervention services have been recommended. The authenticity of these documents is still being debated, but their release, coupled with Carlissa's public pronouncements and the growing unease of fans, has created a firestorm of controversy and a cloud of suspicion around Christian's parenting. But amidst the accusations and the denials, a surprising twist emerged. Carlissa, despite her contentious relationship with Christian, expressed a deep desire to be a grandmother to Junior, regardless of his challenges. "It wouldn't matter to me at all, one bit," she declared. "He will be around this mother. I will go buy the best stuff for him. I will be calling India and France and Rome trying to figure out what machine we can get to work, what we will be chopping that..." Her words, while perhaps a bit dramatic, hinted at a genuine love for her grandson, a willingness to step up and provide him with the support and care he needs, even if it means going against Christian's wishes. But Christian, as always, was ready with a counterattack. She accused Carlissa of being bitter, of using Junior's situation to fuel their ongoing feud, of trying to tear her down for clout. "Y'all want to hop on here I'm talking about my grandbaby," she retorted. "You know I'm talking about the trifle." But Christian's defensiveness, her refusal to acknowledge even the possibility that something might be wrong with Junior, only served to amplify the doubts and fuel the speculation. And then there's the elephant in the room, the unspoken question that everyone's been tiptoeing around. Could Junior have fetal alcohol syndrome, FAS? It's a sensitive topic, a difficult conversation, but one that can't be ignored given the circumstances. Carlissa has publicly accused Christian's behavior during pregnancy of being the direct cause of Junior's developmental delays. "Them mothers drank and smoked while they was pregnant," she stated bluntly. "That's why they're so angry." And sadly, Christian's actions during her pregnancy have provided ample fuel for these rumors. She was repeatedly seen partying, drinking, and smoking, even when visibly pregnant, seemingly indifferent to the potential consequences for her unborn child. Her family reportedly begged her to stop, to consider the baby's health, but their pleas apparently fell on deaf ears. Even Blueface has publicly commented on Christian's behavior, tweeting, "You smoked a blunt on the way to the hospital. You smoked your way to birth. You don't think I can get the kid for real?" He went on to claim that "my son not healthy because she drank, smoked, and got hit the whole pregnancy. She couldn't even stop for 1 month." These accusations, these public pronouncements from the baby's own father, are incredibly damning, painting a picture of a mother whose reckless choices may have had devastating consequences for her child. And Blueface, despite his own history of questionable behavior, has expressed genuine concern for his son's well-being. albeit in a rather unconventional way. In a move that shocked and appalled many, he posted a photo of Junior online, a photo that revealed a private and sensitive medical condition. He captioned the photo with a scathing attack on Christian, accusing her of neglecting Junior's health and prioritizing her own drama. He even revealed that Junior needed hernia surgery, but that Christian had been delaying the procedure, allegedly so she could continue partying and chasing clout. "This what my son D looked like," he wrote, "and she worried about me and lil baby. Like, girl, get your son right first, then do what you want." This public shaming, this exploitation of his own son's medical condition for the sake of online beef, was met with widespread condemnation. But it also highlighted the growing concern about Junior's health and the increasingly desperate situation he seemed to be in. Christian, predictably, denied Blueface's accusations, claiming he was lying and twisting the facts to make her look bad. She insisted that she was taking Junior to all his appointments, that she was on top of his medical care, and that Blueface was simply trying to sabotage her relationship with their son. She even threatened to sue him for posting the photo of Junior. But her denials, her attempts to deflect blame, seemed increasingly unconvincing as more and more evidence emerged, as more and more red flags appeared. Fans and followers began to notice disturbing patterns in Christian's behavior and in Junior's development. He wasn't meeting the milestones typical for a child his age. In videos shared online, he could be seen staring blankly into space, not tracking movement or engaging with his surroundings in the way a healthy baby should. There were even whispers of a potential visual impairment. And at Junior's first birthday party, the truth became painfully obvious. He couldn't stand, he couldn't walk, he couldn't even hold himself up. Christian attempted to disguise his difficulties by propping him up on her legs for photos, but the charade was transparent. The signs were there, and they were impossible to ignore. Janet, a former friend of Christian's, confirmed the growing suspicions. She revealed that she had repeatedly tried to intervene, offering to connect Christian with specialists who could help Junior. "My cousin is a specialist," Janet explained. "She works with autistic children. We offer the help as much as we can." But Christian, according to Janet, was in denial, refusing to accept the possibility that anything might be wrong with her son. "It's like when people are in denial of stuff," Janet observed. "You can't help people when they're in denial." And Christian's denial, her refusal to even consider the possibility that Junior needed help, was deeply concerning. The situation escalated when Christian had a falling out with her best friend Marsh over Junior's care. While Christian was in jail, Marsh had agreed to look after Junior, but Christian allegedly failed to provide the promised financial support, leaving Marsh struggling to care for both Junior and her own child. In leaked text messages, Marsh detailed the difficult circumstances she faced, explaining that Junior arrived with no supplies, no formula, no diapers, nothing. And when Marsh, concerned about Junior's health, attempted to take him to the hospital, Christian reportedly became furious, accusing Marsh of betrayal and sending someone to retrieve Junior from her care. Marsh also revealed that Christian had been deliberately misleading the public about Junior's condition, staging photos and videos to create a false impression of normalcy. "She's sick, bro," Marsh confided to a friend, her disbelief and disappointment evident. She even admitted to being a regular reader of the Reddit thread dedicated to exposing Christian, confirming many of the fans' concerns and highlighting the growing disconnect between Christian's carefully curated online persona and the reality of her son's struggles. The accusations against Christian escalated, from neglect to outright deception. Sources claimed that she had not only been staging photo shoots, but had also been digitally altering images of Junior, photoshopping his face and body to make him appear healthier and more developed. This alleged manipulation, this desperate attempt to maintain a facade while her son potentially suffered, only deepened the public's concern and fueled the outrage against her. And then there was the infamous babysitter incident, captured on video during an Instagram Live. While Christian was ranting about her own drama, Junior could be heard crying in the background, a cry that many viewers described as distressed and unusual. But Christian, seemingly oblivious to her son's needs, continued her rant, her focus firmly on herself and her own problems. This incident, widely shared and dissected online, became another example of Christian's alleged neglect, another piece of evidence in the growing case against her. And throughout this entire saga, Blueface's mother, Carlissa, has remained a vocal critic of Christian's parenting. But her motives, like so much else in this messy drama, are complex and open to interpretation. When Christian was arrested at Blueface's court hearing, Both Carlissa and Blueface's father were present, but when faced with the responsibility of caring for Junior, they both refused, engaging in a shocking and seemingly heartless argument over who wouldn't take the baby. This resulted in Junior being temporarily placed in foster care, a heartbreaking outcome that raised serious questions about the priorities of the adults involved. So while Carlissa may be genuinely concerned about her grandson's well-being, her own actions, her refusal to provide him with a stable and loving home, cast a shadow of doubt over her true intentions. Is she really acting in Junior's best interest? Or is she simply using him as a pawn in her ongoing feud with Christian? At the heart of this story, amidst the swirling accusations, the denials, and the online drama, is a vulnerable child who deserves love, support, and the best possible care. Junior, caught in the crossfire of his parents' toxic relationship and his grandmother's questionable motives, is the one who ultimately suffers. Is Christian simply an overwhelmed young mother struggling to cope, or is she deliberately neglecting her son's needs? Is Carlissa a concerned grandmother, or is she exploiting the situation for her own gain? And most importantly, who is truly looking out for Junior? What do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you want to stay updated on this developing story, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We'll continue to follow this closely and bring you the latest as it unfolds.